Hello, Territory here, and today we're going to be playing some Clash Royale, which is a new game out by Supercell, the makers of Clash of Clans. And as you can probably see, I've already been playing it quite a bit, and I've really got into it. And today we're going to be going over some strategies at this early game, arenas 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to be comparing the Valkyrie and the Knight, which are two of the best troops, I'd say, at this early level. So first of all, we've got some chests to open. So we've got some money out of that, minions, a knight, which is one of the things we're going to be talking about in this episode, and we've got some free chests, which are not great, but you get lots of money out of them and you don't have to pay for them. Minions, which I don't really use, and rocket, which is a dirty card that isn't really what the game's about, getting troops to the tower. And here we go, bomber, which is good, and we got a goblin card. So I'm probably go in here and see if we've got anything to upgrade. We have spear goblins, which I use a bit. And so this is the deck I've been using recently. As you can see, it's my third deck, and it has an average elixir cost of 4.1. So we've got the Valkyrie and the Knight in there, and obviously the Prince, because he's a really overpowered card at this early level. And I've got Barbarians and Skeleton Army to take out strong troops like the Prince and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Bomber to take out the Skeleton Army and mass troops like the Goblins and Archers. So first of all, we're going to jump straight into an attack, which is this one back here. So there we are. So we're playing someone called Andres Jubi, and I will speed this up, this first one. So we started off by putting our Goblin Hut right in at the back, so we can get some, so we don't have to waste elixir by waiting them out. And we put our Prince up there at the top left to go and get that tower. But as you can see, we dropped Barbarians, which is a great counter for the Prince because they do high damage, and there's multiple of them, so he can only target one at a time. And we didn't manage to get a hit off with that push, and we've just ignored those minions because they're not really good enough to bother with. And as you can see, that guy just fireballed our Goblin Hut, which is a waste of 4 elixir, because it was going to die soon anyway, and it's not really doing that much damage. So we dropped the Valkyrie just there because I thought he had dropped a bomber at the back, and it does high damage and splash damage in case he dropped anything else. And you can see that Valkyrie is just beast moding that tower, but left 8 damage on it. Those Barbarians going up there on the left. And he's dropped the Giant, which, because we put our Barbarian Goblin Hut in the front, went for that first, which acted as a barrier between our tower and between our tower and it. We've got a big push up there on the right, and we have dropped down the Valkyrie on the left, which soaked up a load of damage from the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and that's been great. And we got a 3-star on that. So the best strategy in a game like that is to play it slow, start from the back so you can get a big push going, and even if you lose, you can see what sort of isn't worth countering, like 3 minions on your tower. It's going to take them out eventually anyway, and it's not going to do that much damage, so you might as well just leave them. And I have received some spear goblins from my clan, Big Bad Wolfies. Join if you want. So this is TV Royale, and we've got some cards to upgrade, but I will leave that, and we're going to hop straight into another attack, which is, I'll go for this one, which is a good example of how a Valkyrie works. So I'm going to speed it up to 2 again. And so we dropped the Valkyrie in here at the back, so for a slow push, because they're quite a slow troop, but I completely messed it up and allowed the troops over on the left to get my tower down to 395 within the first few seconds. But this game is all about slow play and coming back from what seems to be defeat. So the Knight on there is tanking it and takes a whole load of damage and smashes that tower. And we've got all those spear goblins that have come up in behind it. And that Valkyrie just did a hell of a lot of damage to that tower and to that Mini P.E.K.K.A. And the Skeleton Army counters the Mini P.E.K.K.A a lot because it does high damage. They do low damage, and there's lots of them, so you can only target one at a time, so they can kill him before he gets managed to. And as you see here, used the knight to use like a shield for the prince to get up there to the front, and we've got our Valkyrie going in there, doing a hell of a lot of damage, about 300. The knight comes in there, almost does it, but finally the barbarians and bomber will smash through that mini Pekka, and our bomber will take the tower. So we attempt to do a push here, but unlucky that skeleton army break out for Prince and shuts him down. And 7, 5, 3, 2, 1, and we may not have got a 3-star, but we still got one more than him, which is better than nothing. And okay, so now we're gonna hop into a live attack. So let's play battle. Very short wait because we are low level and there's lots of people flooding it. And I have Aladdin with some weird squiggles. So we're going to start off. It's always more pressure when you play on recording. So we'll start off with the knight in the back, because I don't want to waste any elixir, which can give me an advantage. And he is playing mini Pekka straight away, which is a bad move, I think. Put him up there. Those archers, skeleton army, and a drop bomber to do high damage to a lot of troops and the barbarians. And that mini Pekka does a hell of a lot of damage to my tower, and I'm going to ignore those minions down there on the right. And he's got a hog rider, which I'm going to counter with Valkyrie, which probably wasn't the greatest move because it doesn't target troops. However, my barbarians up there on the left are doing loads of damage, and I'm going to drop the prince in behind the Valkyrie. And there's not much I can do to counter that dragon, so I'm not going to do anything. And now I'm going to counter the Pekka with a skeleton army, because the dragon is focused on the tower. And too late, he's just wasted a load of elixir on arrows. Drop a knight in the back there, because we want to keep him on the defensive, because then he doesn't have a chance. Dropping a bomber in case he drops skeleton army, which he hasn't, which is disappointing. And we're going to ignore those minions because there's nothing we can do to counter them other than drop our goblin hut, which is a bit of a waste at this point. Got something stuck in my throat. So as I've dropped in the front, I've used it almost as a barrier between my tower and that, and Valkyrie, which will one-shot goblins. We've given away our tower, which is not the end of the world, because as we saw in the last replay, we can come back from that. I'm going to drop Prince down there and see if we can get one hit on that tower. Maybe enough. And that worked. I'm distracting me. Oh, great. Might stuff here. Hopefully we can get another push on the tower. 30 seconds left. Oh, you may have just lost it there. Yep. Hopefully that knight will be able to push up to the tower, or not. I'm going to fireball that, counter that Pekka. Oh, I don't think we're going to get it there. Very close man. Good game. Unfortunately, we kind of overplayed our hand, and I have just lost on camera, and my screen's spazzing out. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, check out some other videos. Thank you. Bye bye.